Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be predicting who's going to win the Super Bowl. Obviously, the matchup is Chiefs vs. Eagles. And I'm going to say why I think the Chiefs and Eagles could both win, then tell you who I think is going to win, and say who the MVP of the Super Bowl is. So, the way the Chiefs can win is they have to stop the run game. Saquon Barkley is probably going to have minimum 90 yards, at minimum. And if you could hold him to like 100, 110, you have a good chance of winning because that's basically the Eagles' whole offense. When they have to pass in long situations over and over again, if you get put in 3rd and 10, if the Chiefs put the Eagles in 3rd and 10 consistently and stop the run on early downs, then the Chiefs have a good chance of winning because the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, they're not a great passing team. When Jalen Hurts throws it like 40 times a game, 30 times a game, they usually lose that game because he's not the best passer. Now, sometimes, like last year in the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts had his best game of his life. Not 2 years ago in the Super Bowl, and had the best game of his life, and they lost. But he played very good, but had one turnover. I think this game, if he does that, he's not going to have as good of success because the Chiefs' defense, I think, is even better than it was 2 years ago. And Jalen Hurts isn't playing like that right now. He just runs the ball, and I think Jalen Hurts will have more turnovers. So if they can get Jalen Hurts to pass the ball a lot, I think the Chiefs can win. And on offense, the Chiefs have to run the ball to challenge them. If they can run the ball and get like 2nd and 5, and then Mahomes is great at passing, obviously. So that's a gimme. And you need Xavier Worthy. You need these playmakers they drafted and who's either been injured or obviously just drafted like Xavier Worthy. They have to step up because Travis Kelce's a little worse. I still think he has it in him. And the Eagles are probably going to double team Kelce. So these other people are going to have a lot of opportunities to play make and get first downs. So that's why I think the Chiefs can win. The Eagles can win by running the ball successfully, winning on early downs, getting 2nd and 5, and just giving the ball to Saquon. And Jalen Hurts just has to throw if Jalen Hurts doesn't have to throw a pass past 20 yards down the field more than 2 times, the Eagles can win. If Jalen Hurts throws it 20 times, the Eagles can win. If you don't need Jalen Hurts this game and you just rely on Saquon and he's having a great day on the ground, Saquon will cook. If he is cooking, just give it to Saquon. Now, what I think in the defense, if the defense get their pass rush and just lock down in the secondary, try to guard Kelce with one player. It's probably not going to work, but just try your hardest. So that's how both teams can win. Who I think is going to win? I think the Chiefs are going to win because Mahomes is obviously a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, and I think the game's going to be close. Another point, if the Eagles, if they want to win, they have to make the game not close. Because if it's a close game, Mahomes is probably going to win. Doesn't matter what happened during the game. If it's a close game, the Chiefs are probably going to win. So if the Eagles can keep it at a 2-score game the whole time, they're obviously going to win. But I think the Chiefs are going to win. I think it's going to be a close game because I don't think anyone thinks the Eagles are that much better than the Chiefs. And I think Mahomes is just that clutch in a final drive. Mahomes is going to drive down the field and score. So I think that the Chiefs are going to win. Mahomes is going to be the MVP of the Super Bowl. And he's going to have 2 touchdowns. It's going to be 28-24. And at the end of the game, last drive of the game, Mahomes is going to go down and score. So that's why I think the Chiefs are going to win and Mahomes is going to win Super Bowl MVP. Let me tell you what this will mean for the Chiefs' legacy. Because that would put them at 5 Super Bowls in their history. They would have Mahomes would be the only quarterback to ever three-peat, the only team to ever three-peat, which then, in my opinion, would put him as the 2nd greatest quarterback of all time because he would have this tie for the 2nd most Super Bowls. He would have 3 or 4. I think he has every Super Bowl MVP for all of them. Maybe someone else got one from one. Whatever. He would have 4 or 3 Super Bowl MVPs. Assuming that what I predict happens. And he's going to have the most passing yards or close to the most passing yards in NFL history, most likely, and close to that in touchdowns. He'd be top 3 at least. So that would put him, I think, in top number 2 quarterback of all time when he retires. I think he's going to retire as the GOAT, but right now he's probably already 2 if you assume he's going to hit the other accolades that he's probably going to hit throughout his career. So that's what I think the results for the Super Bowl would be. And let's say the Eagles win. Saquon Barkley would have the greatest running back season of any running back of all time. He would have the Super Bowl MVP probably. So yeah, and Saquon would have a good chance of being a a Hall of Famer if he gets to 10,000 career yards, which isn't that hard if he plays 3 more seasons. So yeah, thank you for watching. This is who I predict's gonna win the Super Bowl and what the outcome would be if both teams win the Super Bowl. Hope you enjoyed, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.